Hello everyone, I'm Donovan Stahl, and this is Easy Money with Don Anders. We want to thank you again for tuning in with us today. We hope that you've been enjoying our podcast so far. This week, we're going to be following up with our last week's episode on the 5 needs of money and how we talked about the death benefit. Well, this time we're going to go into our next part of it, and that's growth. Growth in the economy, growth in our personal funds. So we're going to take a look at this and explore that topic a little bit more. So at this point, Don, you have the stage.
The next one of the 5 needs is growth. And I've found that a lot of people either overestimate how much growth they want or drastically underestimate it. So the reason that growth is so important on your retirement money, for those of you who have been working 30 or 40 years, think back to how much you made your first year working. Now think about how much you paid this year in taxes. I bet you those numbers are pretty close. And the reason is back in the 70s, a Big Mac cost 60 cents. And now a Big Mac costs $4. And that's inflation. And a lot of people, they understand the concept of inflation, but they don't take it into consideration enough because they think that it's either going to stop or that, I don't know, maybe they're just going to stick their heads in the sand and hope it goes away. But inflation will be here. It has to be for a healthy economy. If inflation's not here, that is a bad thing. So you have to make sure that even if you want a lot of stability, a lot of safety, that you're at least keeping up with inflation for any money that's going to be there for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And some people might be retired for 30 years, right? The average life expectancy is in the high 80s. There's a lot of people more and more living until their late 90s, early 100s, and we don't even know what medicine is going to do in the next 20 to 30 years. So if you want to be able to buy a $9 or $10 Big Mac in 20 to 30 years, you have to make sure you have some growth. Now, conversely, you don't necessarily need aggressive growth in retirement. So if you have enough to live on and you can simply keep up with inflation and keep up with the price of everything else and you're comfortable, at a certain point, extra risk just becomes gambling. When you're young and you're investing and you're growing your money, you're trying to grow it to get to a certain point. But if you've already gotten there and you're comfortable and you're taking unnecessary risks, for a lot of times the people that I meet with, the only thing that can hurt them is losing 30, 40, 50% of their account. If they just make 3 or 4%, they're going to be fine for the rest of their life. But if they lose 30 or 40, now we have an issue. So make sure that you understand you have to have a nice balance there. And I feel like people are usually one extreme or the other on that. So keep up with inflation, but if you have enough money, maybe dial back some of the risk, especially if you're entering retirement or the distribution stage of your life.
Thank you again for listening to Easy Money with Don Anders today. We do hope that you enjoyed our podcast. Please tune in next week as we go in further to the 5 needs of money and we go to our 4th point, which is going to be safety/stability. So we hope that we find you again next week. If you'd like to know more, please visit our website at www.andersfinancialgroup.com, where you can view our financial blog, videos, and more. To stay up to date, please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube by searching for Anders & Anders Financial Group. Don Anders is an investment advisor, representatives, and insurance professional. Anders & Anders Financial Group Incorporated is an independent financial services firm helping individuals create financial strategies using a variety of investment and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. We are not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agencies. Securities and advisory services offered through Madison Avenue Securities, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, and a registered investment advisor. Madison Avenue Securities and Anders & Anders Financial Group are not affiliated companies.